Hey guys, how's it going? Articulation here, and today we're looking at a cool figure. This is the Avengers Endgame Iron Patriot from Hasbro Marvel Legends. And looking at the box, we've got Iron Patriot on either ends of the box. We've got Iron Patriot at the back as well. We've got the Build-A-Figure Thor logo at the middle just to get us an indication of what the Build-A-Figure is. We've got the picture of the Build-A-Figure figure here, and we've got all the other figures in the line. So once it comes around, we'll also see that there's a window kind of opening in front of the box that shows you everything that you get inside the box. And I'm really excited about this Iron Patriot because he looks pretty darn good, and the Thor head sculpts are also really exciting. So let's get the figure out of the packaging and have a look at this guy. So in terms of accessories, this figure comes with a lot of things. So Iron Patriot obviously comes with these missile or rocket launcher kind of weapon thingies that can attach to his back, which looks pretty cool. He also has these extra, these look like weapons as well. These are like, kind of look like they can shoot things, kind of look like back mounted guns or machine guns. You've got the thing is here as well where the bullets are held and the bullet chambers, and yeah, basically that looks pretty nice. So the coloring on them is pretty good. The sculpt detail is pretty good. We'll just look at the sculpt details on the other ones as well. The ballistic missiles. So yeah, that's sculpted pretty well. Everything in there is sculpted. The bullet heads are painted silver, or the missile heads, and it's a really good color, silver, blue. And there's a lot of details going on, so that looks pretty cool. And I think these are the things that I'm most excited or interested about this figure is these head sculpts for Thor, and that looks pretty cool. I mean, he does kind of look like he's grown a depression beard, and he's got like really weird hair, like this long Cheetos filled hair, but that's what he looked like in the movie as well. Yeah, the sunglasses, they're just like very opaque. You can't see through them, plastic, so it's alright, I guess. Fits the figure, but yeah, the hair's pretty pliable, and the beard's like pretty full on. I mean, I wish we got like the when he transforms at the end, where he looks where he's got the braided beard. That probably looks cooler, but I think we'll make do with these. So these are pretty cool. This I'm not sure if it captures Chris Hemsworth entirely. Like from the side, it does look alright. Yeah, they've actually sculpted in the ears as well, so that's good detail. And yeah, this is just the figure without the glasses on. So, oh sorry, I mean head sculpt without the glasses on. So they look pretty similar in terms of what they look like. But yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's all the accessories. Now we'll get a closer look at the figure. Alright, so this is Iron Patriot out of the box, and this figure just looks really impressive. I think he's got a really good color scale. There's no resemblance to the older War Machine figure, so I think most of the parts are either sculpted new, or even if it's reused, it's not reused to the extent where they just reused it didn'tly. They've changed something to at least make it look a little bit better. Maybe the legs are reused, but we'll have a comparison kind of look in a minute. But this figure just looks really amazing with the accessories that's coming out of its back. I think the bulk and the heft of it as well. You do see Iron Patriot in the movie, like for a brief second, when Ant-Man, Hulk, and Rocket Raccoon are just like coming off of him, something like that. But you don't really get to see the actual details of the figure. So I can't really compare it to how accurate he is compared to the movie. But let's have a closer look at Iron Patriot. And yeah, the head sculpt looks pretty good. The things on the back look pretty good. They're pretty easily taken off, so that's great. So I think we'll just take them off just to make it easier to maneuver. He's got plenty of sculpting details going on everywhere. There's added paint on the shoulder guards here. The red here looks pretty awesome. Those, I don't know what those are, but those look, yeah, those look they stand out because of the silver painting. That stands out as well. There's a lot of coloring, a lot of painting going on. The vents at the back look pretty good. It's got a really metal butt, but I guess that's what you expect. The silver gun-like thingies coming out of here, that looks pretty cool. All the painting on this figure is pretty good. There's a little bit of marbling going on here, but that's alright. He's got missile launchers next to his thighs as well. The boots or the legs look pretty darn good. There's just, look at that. That's all sculpted, and it just has a really good kind of heft to it, and it feels really good when you hold it. So yeah, there's a lot of details and a lot of sculpting going on. I don't know why there's a big nub here. If you can see that, yeah, there's a big nub here, but yeah, I guess, I don't know, it's just there. Cool, so that's a pretty good looking figure. Alright, so this might be a little bit weird, but we've got Thor out here in an Iron Patriot video, but it's just because we want to check if Thor can fit like the heads that come with the Iron Patriot. So this is Thor from the Infinity War movie, where he's got like the Chris Hemsworth kind of not that fat head. But yeah, we can take it off pretty easily. Let's try to fit this guy on. So the fat Thor head that comes with the Build-A-Figure line with Iron Patriot. So that's why I was really excited about this figure, the Iron Patriot figure, is because I could finally create like this fat Thor kind of. Maybe I guess the Viking Thor when he's suited up for battle. I think that's what I would call him. Like, I do realize that he would have braided hair and braided beard, but I mean that fits on pretty well. The articulation isn't hindered that much. He can still do whatever he could with the other body. I mean the other head, and it fits on pretty snug. I guess it's the same peg, so it fits on pretty well, and you can fit both heads. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And the hair is pliable, so you can move that out of the way. So yeah, that looks pretty cool. So yeah, I'll probably have one of my Thors displayed with this head, and then once I complete the fat Thor Build-A-Figure, I'll just have him displayed with the sunglasses head. So yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool looking, I think. Cool, back to Iron Patriot. So in terms of articulation, all of the weapons move around. They can just pivot on their axes. So that's pretty cool. We'll get rid of them just to make it easier for the rest of the video. He's got good, okay head articulation. Moves up that much, moves down that much. And yeah, there's a lot of big shoulder pads going on, so you can't really move it any further. He can pivot, which is nice, so that's good. And he can look around, but then he's got hindrance everywhere. But yeah, he's got, I think for this figure, he's got good articulation, especially considering his bulk. With the shoulders, they can go up that far up, and that's a soft piece, so that really doesn't hinder any articulation. The elbows are single jointed, but they're basically doing nothing much at all. I mean, that's still decent because considering how many weapons and other stuff you have on that. But yeah, I mean, you could probably get more out of it. The wrists can go up and down and swivel around. The torso can crunch that far forward, that far back, so it's not that much. It can pivot side to side. It's pretty good, and it can turn around, and you can almost do a 360 if you wanted to, if you don't mind scratches on your or paint rub on your stuff. So let's get. Oh wow, okay. So you can actually pry that open, and that's what it looks like inside. So it's all right. There's a screw holding it together. So we'll get rid of the arms. That's how much Iron Patriot can kick out. He's got a double hinge knee, is it? No, it's a single hinge knee, but it can go. Oh wait, it is a double hinge knee. Sorry. So I can't get that to activate. So maybe I'll try this knee. Okay, so I'm having difficulty trying to activate that, but yeah, I think he can go further than that if he can get that bottom piece to activate as well. But I don't want to risk anything here, but yeah. Well, let's give it one more shot. And it's not happening. So yeah, he's got double jointed knees, it looks like, but yeah, I can't get it to trigger. He can kick out that much, we've already discussed that. He can kick forward that much, which is pretty good for a figure of this size. And if you take it out and up, he can go even further. That's pretty decent. He can go that far back, which is not much, but you don't really need to go far back anyways. He's got okay ankle pivot. Can he move down? So that's the furthest down he go, and that's how high up he can go. So it's all right. It's a good range of motion. So that's all the articulation for this guy. Alright, so let's have a quick comparison between the War Machine figure that we got with the Hulk Build-A-Figure line and the Iron Patriot that we got with the Fat Thor Build-A-Figure line. So yeah, I think they look pretty different, and looking at it from here. I mean, the shoulder gauntlets do look a little bit similar, and the hands might be reused, but below the knee, below the elbow, sorry, it looks pretty new. I think new sculpture. The legs do kind of look new as well, especially the feet. Yeah, that doesn't look that similar or familiar either. So that looks like that's sculpted new. The thighs look like they're sculpted new, and the torso also looks like it's sculpted new. So let's have a closer look. So we'll probably get rid of the. Should we get rid? No, we'll keep the. Yeah, we'll just get rid of this guy. Okay, cool. So in terms of head sculpt, those look pretty similar. So I think that's a reused head, but it's a repainted reused head, which I think is all right. Yeah, the arms look like they're a bit reused. Like everything below the elbow looks new, but everything above kind of looks reused and repainted, so it still looks good. Yeah, the torsos are definitely different because that's more pointy and this is more flat. Oh, sorry, I'm just trying to get the autofocus going. Yeah. Yeah, the placement of these are similar, but then they kind of look different. Maybe everything waist from the chest below are the same, but then everything above is definitely different. Yeah, the back has different vents as well. So yeah, like I said, like everything above the chest is different, but everything below might just be like similar. Yeah, they're probably similar because you can see like they both have the key like things here. Yeah, there's plenty of accessories for both. Yeah, plenty of weapons that you can attach to the figures, and weapons that go into different places of the body. Yeah, the thighs are definitely different because you've got the additional pieces here, and they also pop off, so that's pretty cool. The legs, they look so different. So yeah, I think, well, maybe the this shin guard piece or the boots, they're pretty similar, but then the boots themselves or the feet themselves are pretty different. So it looks like we've got a lot of new things here, and it's not just like a repaint. So I'm really digging that, and yeah, it's just I think a lot better looking than this figure, especially in terms of the color. So yeah, it's definitely a worth it figure if you had the chance to buy him. Alright, so in terms of size and how this figure scales, let's get this figure standing next to a few of the other big boys from the Avengers series. So this is what he would look like next to the War Machine. So I think Iron Patriot is a little bit taller than War Machine, which I don't know if it's accurate to the movie or not, but you don't really get to see both of them, or you don't really get to see this guy in the movie that much. So I think he looks pretty cool still, and he's a little bit taller than War Machine, which is pretty cool. This is what he looks like next to the man himself, Iron Man. That's the Mark 85 suit, and that looks pretty. That looks pretty dope. The suit is so good. I mean, it's just really contoured to the body, so that I think that looks like a really good height comparison between the two as well. This is what he would look like next to Rescue. So yeah, Rescue is a bit shorter than everybody, so that looks fine. This is what he would look like next to regular size man. So this is Ant-Man. Yeah, that scales pretty well so far. So let's get rid of these and we'll compare him next to a few of the other figures. So this is what he would look like next to the Infinity War Thor. So Thor's bigger than Iron Patriot, so I don't know how that works, but apparently he is. This is what he looks like next to the. Is that the Infinity War Peter Parker head Spider-Man? Yep. And we've also got Thanos from the Endgame movie with the ZD Toys blade. And Thanos is a lot taller than him, but I just think still Thor shouldn't be that tall, but I guess it is what it is. So that's what he looks like compared to all these other figures. Alright, so in closing, I think this is a pretty good figure with pretty good articulation for his size. He's just got really good paint work going on him, and he's definitely a step up from the War Machine figure that we got from the Avengers Endgame line. So this is a really good figure. If you have the chance, do get him. And you also get the two Thor heads, so I don't think you can go wrong with this figure. Definitely see if you can get him, and yeah, this is definitely worth the purchase, especially because of the sculpt work that's new on there, the paint, and the Thor heads you get. So yeah, I would say definite buy.